It's Dawn Swartz. Thank you very much, Janet. A lot of people have trouble with my name. That's okay. Well, what an amazing thing to be here. To see all of you without masks. Thank God we got through it all. Before beginning this talk, I have to say how grateful I am for this community of people here and in the little boxes at the side here. You have had my back so many times. Just getting through life seemed hard to me when I began attending the Interfaith Center. I was a single mom, and although I had many things to be joyful about, I thought life was a difficult job, and I had to somehow get it right. Although we have many religions represented here, we are all aware of and working on ourselves as we feel Spirit moving through our lives. So from my first visit back in 2009, I climbed right on board with you. Very soon, I stopped feeling like I had to get it right. And I just followed what I saw going on here. And what I saw going on, I can summarize with two little words. Seek Spirit. Seek Spirit. I put those words to work for me, and soon I didn't feel that living was a job anymore, but a journey where I had so many companions. Although I had been raised to believe that there was one way to be spiritual, I somehow felt more comfortable hanging out here where one sees and accepts many spiritual paths. I felt I could trust that I was meant to be here. Now you all became the village I needed to help raise a child. You became the love for me that God is, or I see that God is for everyone. And I came to believe that we are all literally one. And that one is love. This talk today is about living this journey and how seeking Spirit has brought me safe thus far. Step by step, calling on Spirit has made me a happier person, plain and simple. It's the person that I was meant to be. I learned many secrets, not really secrets, but secrets to growing spiritually, and perhaps the best secret I found is how to literally become joyful in any circumstance and to know that truly, truly everything is okay and everything is going to be okay. The way I perceive it takes no hard work, believing in what I cannot imagine. I don't have to deny what I perceive to be real. All I do and must do is those two little words. Seek Spirit. And then I let go. I have seen Spirit work in the most dire of circumstances and the most joyous of circumstances. And so with this talk, I'm just going to bear witness to you to bear witness of what you have taught me already. Spirit is the key to a good life. Taking a leap and letting go. And all it takes is willingness. Take a leap and let go. I would also say letting go and letting God, but this works even if you don't believe in God. And that is just how the world works. It works without us or with us. It is our choice to participate or not. As you can see, I have chosen to participate. There are limitless ways to seek spirit. Affirmative prayer is something I learned from Unity, the place that preceded this Interfaith Center for many of you. Myrtle Fillmore and her husband Charles founded Unity in the 19th century and constructed, along with their children and friends, the now famous Unity Village in Missouri. Now it's so big it has its own zip code. But Myrtle Fillmore, before that journey, was a very sickly person, as she attests in her whole life. In particular, she was diagnosed by doctors first with tuberculosis and then malaria. And she never really got rid of any of them. These illnesses robbed her of her the full life that she wished to live. That is, until she came to recognize that a child of God need not suffer sickness or sorrow. As she proceeded to actually recreate, and those are the words she used, recreate her physical body to be one of good health and a sound mind. This all she did with affirmative prayer. She began by speaking to her body of the truth she had recognized, that her own body could be remade by the sound of her own voice. She spoke to her body daily, and even more often, saying that she was a child of God. She gained confidence as she saw small improvements in her health. And over a period of 2 years, she felt completely healed. She used the word spirit to orient the cells of her body to do their job and to heal and glow with health. She directed her body, saying, "Cells, march forward, bring health to this body in every way," unquote. Then slowly, methodically, within her days, she stopped herself from speaking negativity in any way, eliminating the negative that might lessen the words of the truth that she had to say. And through this experience, she came to see then that life is a gift. It's not a difficult assignment to march or muddle through. A gift is never meant to bring sorrow or injury. So she only allowed in her mind that which supported her drive to be happy and to be physically whole. And over the following 2 years, she made up mantras that helped her and reinforced her truth, that we have nothing to worry about and nothing to fear. That when we establish these facts, our mind is freed to relax and be happy. She concluded then, our souls must be awakened and brought to the realization of truth and be encouraged to bring forth all good from inside to out. And powerfully use this to bring a happy life, bringing together spirit, soul, and body, creating harmonious spiritual living here and now. These are her words, and she says it best. Whatever I have done or whatever has been done to me, there is within every person the pattern of perfection. That is why there's so much in the Bible, and she was coming from a Christian perspective, of course. But there's so much in the Bible about attaining and expressing perfection, even though it is impossible in a human way. This principle is already within us and only needs to be activated. Following this, our life, power, and substance will recreate new soul qualities as well as physical structures, and so come forth as a new creature. This is such good news. I think we've all felt the draw of things that happen going onward, repeating themselves. It has been said that doing the same thing twice in a row creates a habit, and it does. Once the same thing has repeated many times, it becomes hard to change. In fact, I use this principle of life in my music teaching business. Repeat a musical phrase many times, and when you're in a performance, it almost seems to play itself. There are many times, however, in life when repetition is not optimal, not needed, not necessary, and hurtful. Human beings need change, and we need it often. Myrtle Fillmore noticed that change can easily happen, though, when we speak the truth, and not just what we may see happening then, but speak the truth even though it may defy the present moment's reality, which we observe. Speak the change you wish to see, and it will appear, easily without effort, she said. So this is a seek spirit truth. Seek the truth of spirit, even if you may feel unsure. Speak the good. Speak the truth. Speak the best you can see. Your word is powerful. It may take many repetitions, but it's hard for the universe to resist putting up in play a goodness, both imagined and spoken. Change is actually very easy for life when it is expressed in terms of goodness and truth. And this is how Myrtle Fillmore created from her own sickly body a useful, well person in soul, body, and spirit. I won't spend more time on her life today, but there are many resources available for you to continue learning about her extraordinary life. I say the words, seek spirit, because many people try to pray for things to happen, things they need or things they want. But actually, I have found that spirit comes into play and moves the universe even without a well-worded prayer, even with no prayer at all, just the word spirit. My friends, this is so true, so true. When things don't go as expected, I can take to worry and fear. Oh yeah. At some point in the last year, I ran out of gas while I was on I-94. I pulled over as best I could, barely got off of the line, and I felt worry and fear approaching me just then. Oh my gosh. But I remembered that fear and worry are not my friends. I've learned that from experience. Worry and fear just make me miserable and actually cannot help the situation. So completely at loose ends, because I could not be late for work, I said the one word prayer I've come to believe in. Spirit. Spirit. That's all I said. And immediately then I had the presence of mind to call my husband, who volunteered to bring me some gas. But even though I had every confidence he would make it and everything would be all right again, I was still feeling that approach of worry and fear. They were coming at me. Remember now, I'm on I-94 in rush hour. The cars are zizzing by me so close that I can feel their wind through the closed door window. I hadn't been able to pull over as far as I would have liked to. The sound of each car going past could not only be heard but felt by the wind, slightly moving my car. It was starting to get under my skin, and so I did it again. The one word, Spirit. I couldn't even make up a coherent prayer then if I had wanted to. Before I knew what I was doing, I had picked up the phone and called a friend. She was available and seemed happy to talk to me. So there we go. We're just friends talking about the day, saying everything that had transpired since we had seen each other. As friends do, I told her my predicament, but she just went on with her day. Hopes for the next holiday, what we would do at her birthday, whatever. You all know how normal it is when you talk to a friend. Of course, she was a gifted, talky person, but that helped. After 30 minutes on the phone, I felt my normal self again, just ready to do the next thing. I hung up on the phone then, and right away I saw in my rearview mirror a car. It was a strange man, now approaching my vehicle from the side away from the traffic. I put down the window a little bit so he could talk to me. "You out of gas?" he said. He kept 6 feet away as we were in COVID. "Yes," I said. "I'm going to put 5 gallons in your tank right now, okay?" "Well, my husband's on his way and..." "Oh, that's okay. I'll just put it in anyway, then you won't have to wait." What? A perfect stranger? Argue with him? I think not. "What is the cost for your service?" I said, expecting a bundle. "Nothing," he replied. And he headed back toward my gas cap. It was noisy there. He was pushing in. I couldn't get out of my car to even argue. The cars were still creating a wind tunnel. So, I was forced to put up with his kindness. What was going on? I have no explanation, but that it was a spirit thing. No denying it. Maybe people come to bring gas to those who run out, but I've never heard of it in all my years, before or since. And being ADD like myself, there have been a number of times when I've run out of gas on the highway. But in no time he was done. Literally, he pulled out from behind my car and my husband pulled in. At first I thought it was the same car, but no, it wasn't. I explained to him what had happened, and we drove home, one in front of the other. Together, I was at ease. I was safe many times over, and gifted by at least 3 people that day. Seek Spirit. Just whisper the word. It brings so many blessings. Seek Spirit. Never stop. Now, there are so many ways that Spirit can intervene. Money problems? I've been there. Say Spirit, and it's done. You can relax while Spirit goes to work at it. Let go. Did your big plans just blow up in 2 seconds flat? I've been there. Say Spirit, and it's done. Hurt emotions? Been there. I know no words to say when there's a big issue. So I just do what I can. I say Spirit, and then I wait. I can't forget when I was at a nursing home a few years ago when my mother had taken a bad turn. She was 90, and she had dodged many a bullet in her lifetime. Her body was worn out, and nothing could stop her death from coming. But she was clearly in pain, and no one among the relatives gathered there wanted to see her suffering. The nurse came in and asked how we were all doing. And one of my relatives directed some of the pain at me. My jaw went on the ground. I had no words that could help. So silently I said, "Spirit," and then I waited. It was no more than a second before my body just went to that person and offered a hug. And speaking so low that only they could hear it, I said, "You have nothing but love. You are nothing but love." And immediately that's what I felt inside of me too. The only reason we had gathered was because of the love we felt for my mother. If we had given a quick retort, especially me, instead of giving my love, I don't know how that relationship would be going on today. Thankfully, I still do have a relationship with that person, and it's closer, only because of Spirit. On my own, I can think up terse words for any occasion. Words that I'm only sorry for later. I am far from perfect in this regard, waiting on Spirit. Sometimes I think I will fix the problem very quickly by myself, but I rarely do. Relationships are hard for me. I carry an anxiety that still goes unchecked sometimes. But I'm grateful that sometimes, anyway, I've learned that I can make a better choice before speaking. I say, "Spirit." I urge you, say "Spirit," and never stop. The reason this works is because when you say "Spirit," you are tapping into the very energy that built and sustains the universe. It's there. Nothing more I can say. But you have to use it concretely to really see it happen. In closing, I looked up answered prayer on the internet. All kinds of people, religious or not, have shared their experiences there, and you can read them. There's no end to people who have written down their answers to prayer. So I'm not unique. I've shared my own experiences because that's what I know for sure. Have you had spiritual answers in your life? I hope so. If you have, I hope in this sharing time today, you can share them. And if you don't know, try it. Those of you who already know this, I'm merely reminding you to keep on and never stop. Try it on something big. Try it on something small. It makes no difference. Spirit is there on the job. I have a friend who read about Myrtle Fillmore, as I did, and she started using affirmative prayer for herself. I asked her once about a sore on her face that wouldn't go away. She said she was in prayer about it, and we dropped it. Then I didn't see her for a long time. I estimate a few years. And then I just noticed that the sore on her face was gone. She had tremendous patience, much more than me. But this is a lesson to me also, because things don't happen like that every time you pray Spirit. Sometimes it takes years. But with the faith you have, it will be used to come to you in its own time. My friend did find complete health. I don't know what that whole adventure was about. I don't know what yours is about. But I would love to hear it, and I think we would grow closer and closer if we could share those things here with each other. Or just write an article for the newsletter. I mean, share these things because they are so real and it gives us the glue that holds our community together. So let me say thank you again. Thank you. Thank you. Because none of us can grow spiritually alone or in a vacuum. But I have grown at the place called the Interfaith Center for Spiritual Growth. I have grown spiritually, and I recommend this highly. Seek spirit. Never stop. Amen.